Stand by. Okay. Oh? No, it's working because I can hear myself typing. Okay. 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 Awesome. Anyway, as I was saying, today we are doing a tutorial stream and also potentially just hanging out for a couple of hours this evening. So, what we're gonna do, I figured today it would be fun to study and learn how to use references. But I didn't prefer any references. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a few of my favorite things to use for referencing, and then we're gonna go from there. I'm just gonna go through like my process of referencing, and then you can apply it to your life in the future should you so desire. So the first thing I use for references is a website called Sketchfab. I know you guys can't see anything right now. Oh my god, what is that noise? Anyway, I know you guys can't see anything right now, but I'm on sketchfab.com. And I'll just look up like a model. There's this one I use for like a head, the Loomis model. But there's other models too. And you just kind of look up what you want, and then we'll figure it out when we get to the side. I think this one's cool. I'm gonna take a picture of this. And then you'll finally be able to see what I'm doing. This is not the important part. Hi, Max. Welcome. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Okay, so I found this on Sketchfab. It's a really great reference. So when I'm drawing like a complex pose like this, the first thing I like to do is I like to trace it, and then I like to go back and try to draw it from memory myself, like while looking at it. That's a really great way to learn because you kind of figure out like mechanically with your hands where things go. So you kind of develop like a muscle memory. So we're just going to trace over this one time the way I would. And what I like to do instead of just like going along the outline like this, because that's not teaching you anything. What I like to do is I like to break down the structure. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to like do my head the way I always do. And now I know like when I'm drawing this myself, that's kind of how the head goes. And then I see the spine goes kind of like this. We're checking out the chest area, the chest egg as I like to call it. Yeah, it's definitely the POV. It's got kind of like a fisheye lens on it, which I thought was extremely cool. And you got the hip ball area. Then I do circles for all the joints. So there's her shoulders, elbows, hands, knees, ankles. And I don't get this into the weeds with it in my speed paints. Obviously, if you guys watch those, I kind of just skip a lot of these steps, but that's because I've got them so memorized that it's kind of second nature. Which is why practice is so awesome. Because when you practice, it starts becoming second nature. I like to add curve to the legs. And because of the lens on this, like the fisheye lens thing going on, it's gonna be really hard for me personally. I think her hand should be like right here, so I'm gonna imagine a hand there. And like if we really want to understand the structure better, we can go over this again and kind of build out some details so we have a better understanding of what's going on. It doesn't have to be perfect because, like I said, we're going to be drawing it again just by looking at the picture. So this is just like to kind of develop the muscle memory for the first pass. And I have tutorials on my page about like actually going into why I break things down like this way with this ball and these lines and all that stuff. I might do a stream on it later. But for now, it's in my vids, in my shorts. It's on my TikTok. And when I draw this, I'm gonna be drawing it as my PNG tuber anyway, so it's gonna be, the legs are gonna be different anyway, so. I can kind of cheese it. Thankfully. Because I'm gonna be doing different anatomy. And see, now we kind of understand. And so I'm going to take this and this. And I'm going to just put it up here. That way, I can just look at it and redraw this from scratch in my own style. So that's why when people say tracing is bad, you got to put an asterisk next to that, because tracing is actually really useful for learning. Tracing is really beneficial to help you develop the muscle memory for where things go, and I forgot how the spine curves already. And just understanding some things. Like, I'm gonna make this pose a little bit more dramatic, personally. You see the knee right here is kind of like this from the chest, which is super useful to know because this POV is like insane. Of course, I had to pick something extremely complicated. And see, here's where I'm gonna cheese it a little bit because my character has paw feet. I'm gonna do my paw foot shape. It looks crazy. Like, the foot is like 3 times the size of her head. It's so wild. But that's what our reference says, so we're gonna trust the process. Hi, Cassie. Welcome. Welcome in. We're just referencing right now. We're gonna see if we can figure out how to draw this figure by looking at the information we have accumulated. Yeah, I want more of like a Bratty pose with the head sideways and the shoulder up. So I'm not copying this one-to-one. I mean, you could, if you were referencing it, you could copy it one-to-one. But it wouldn't be tracing. Because you're not tracing the image, you're drawing it by looking at it. And this is a lot easier to do digitally. Yeah, I'm planning on drawing myself, the little PNG tuber on the side. So that's what it's going to end up being at the end. And it is a lot easier to do this digitally, in my opinion. But you could still do this with, like, tracing paper. I just, you know, I grew up broke, so I had to make do with renewable things that you didn't have to go to the store and buy. Thank you, Max. Cassie, I've been so good. I've been great. How about you? Come in here and see the size of everything to everything. I don't think you can see it, but in a second window, I have the original art open, the original 3D model, so I can see kind of the size of how everything is supposed to be compared to the other things. Because this perspective is so hard. And that's why referencing is so useful. Like, even if you, like, take your own pictures and then reference those, it's still, like, especially doing perspective stuff like this makes it so much easier. Oh yeah, I used to do that too a long time ago. I would like sketch on paper and then I would take a picture of it and upload it, or I actually had a scanner. I was so stoked to get a scanner for Christmas one year. And I used the scanner to scan everything, and I would do it in like Adobe Lightroom, which was like not at all for art. It was like for photo editing. Yeah, how far we've all come, huh? You really should. It's so much fun to do art. It's one of my favorite things, actually. I love drawing. If anybody could tell. I've been so excited for the holidays because I have all this time off to draw, just like you said. Yeah, I 1,000,000% do not have a consistent art style at all. And I think it's definitely a good idea to get yourself a tablet. What I did, I used to use like graphical tablets that didn't have screens for the longest time. And then I upgraded to one of the Huion. It was like the Intuos dupe. Like one of those, you know, Chinese brands of dupes. And it was actually really good. And ever since then, I've not gone back. But what I've been doing now is I've upgraded to just doing the laptops. So I have, right now I'm working on a studio laptop, a Microsoft Studio laptop. It's not technically a drawing tablet, but I got the pen with it. And obviously it gets the job done. Honestly, I feel like having it built in makes it a little bit easier than having to figure out all the drivers and everything, because the drivers were it was so finicky no matter which brand I got. the drivers were always requiring some kind of troubleshooting. Or if like it didn't work, I would have to turn it off and turn it back on, like the whole computer. But fortunately with the tablets and the laptops like I've been using now, like I was using the Surface Pros for a long time. I've got like 3 or 4 Surface Pros that I burned through. You definitely need a screen protector if you're going to go the laptop or the Surface Pro route, because I have torn up some some laptops with how much I draw. But I recommend that because it's so much easier than battling with drivers all the time. I actually had, I'll tell you what, I had a HP X360 that was like, I think 250, 300 bucks? Like the same price as the graphics tablet I had. And it was really good, the touchscreen one. I used the Windows pen. And that did really well too. So, but yeah, I definitely, if you can, I totally would. Like, because this is different than the image, I'm like struggling. Like, there's no amount of practice in the world that you can do that will ever be enough practice. Like, right now, I'm actually trying to learn how to draw backgrounds. And it's so hard. Like, it's like starting over from zero. Because I've always only done, like, character art. So it's like having to learn how to walk all over again. It's insane. Thank you guys. I'm so glad it's coming out okay because I'm like fighting for my life if I'm honest. Okay, I like that. I don't know if that looks right or not, but we're going with it. Trust the process. Like I said. Sometimes these things have a way of working themselves out. And you know what? There's something I always say. The only piece of advice I ever give for any kind of art, well, not the only piece of advice, but my most repeated piece of advice is bad cake is better than no cake. Putting something out into the world is better than never putting anything out because it's not good enough. And you know what? Some people will really enjoy that cake no matter how bad it is. That's the thing. Like, I've put out, honestly, I'm not proud of every single piece of art I do. Not all of them are bangers in my opinion. But I tell you what, people still, there's always going to be an audience for it. People are still going to love it. It's so true. I keep discovering that over and over again. Bro, I like... What's going on? Hands are usually the easiest part for me. There we go. I don't hate that. That's awesome. And like, there's no shame in giving up on a piece and starting over. But who's got time for that? Yeah, I wish I was ever a background girly because I feel like it would have saved me so much trouble now. Because I can't do a background to save my life. I tried to do a beach. Like, I was referencing and I tried to do a beach. It didn't look like a beach. It looked like mud. It was the worst. But that's why we keep learning, we keep trying, we keep learning. Eventually it's gonna start clicking. Definitely watching tutorials is huge. That's why I like to share like my process because it's gonna help someone. Help someone be more like me. Share my art style. Sharing is caring. But yeah, I need to get on the background drawing tutorial train. Make them look like sticks. Honestly, they're anime boys. What are they supposed to look like? Come on. Give the boys the stick legs. This, I feel like, is gonna look totally ridiculous, but you know what? It's a vibe. Honestly, sometimes ridiculous is the vibe. My whole life is ridiculous. I was telling somebody the other day, because they were like, they do music production, and they like were like, I take so long, it takes me like months to do a single song. And I'm like, you just gotta do it more. And you gotta start getting comfortable with not good enough and putting out stuff that you think isn't good enough, because, you know, perfection is the enemy of ever getting anything published. Because part of the reason I think why I'm so fast at drawing is because I'm just like, I just make peace with the mistakes. Because the cool thing is about making mistakes in art is that the human brain is very interesting in that it will automatically fill in confusing stuff that doesn't make sense on its own. Unless it's like egregious, like some of this is. But unless it's like super egregious, most people won't even notice because their brains will have automatically corrected it, which I think is extremely convenient and cool. Hi, Jude. Welcome. Oh, yeah. I like the has-been style. It's very cute. I don't have any has-been OCs. I'm very sad. I'm not good at designing characters. I struggle so hard with designing characters. It's so sad. All I can do is draw what I see. I'm not a deeply imaginative person. Bro, I used to be as a kid. Like I had hundreds of OCs as a kid, but now that I joined the workforce and, you know, all that other stuff, the imagination has kind of dwindled. It's dwindling, bro. It's dwindling. Okay, that looks ridiculous, but I don't know. Ship it, whatever. You guys get it. This comes out looking super ridiculous, then guess what? I'll just know what to do next time. And I gave myself a human ear. That's wrong. I'm an alien. An alien. What am I doing? I'm crazy. There we go. Like, mad kudos to people who make adopts. Who can imagine that stuff. Some people have such good designs, too. I wanted to be an adopt artist so bad, but none of my designs are even worth anything. For Christmas? I don't think so. I think I'm just spending a little bit of time with the fam. I did all my stuff on Thanksgiving because my birthday is in November, so I used Thanksgiving as an excuse to get with all the family and everything, and then also my birthday. So I'm like, December comes around, I'm like, okay, we already saw each other, so I'm gonna... I'm not doing anything, bye. Thank you, thank you. I don't remember how old I am, but it's at least 30. I have to do the math again. Okay, wow, that's ridiculous. I love it though. I'm gonna put like a background that makes it obvious that there's like a lens effect happening. I think that will help to add context. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that though, if I'm honest. I might have to find like a background online. Like a lens fisheye. Oh my god. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look up fisheye grid. Oh, what the heck? What is this? I like extremely don't even know what to do with this information. This is beyond this is beyond my level of skill. You know what? We're all learning in this stream. Favorite adult beverage? Well, I'm a gin girl. I love my gin. I'm a wine girly. Love a nice sparkling white wine. I'm not a sweet wine fan, though. I really like a nice tart, dry wine. Honestly, I don't really... I just say, give me something kiki with... with gin in it. That's what I do. I don't drink that often, though, surprisingly enough. One of these images is gonna make my brain flip inside out. It's all gonna make sense. This guy's using a VR headset to map 3D space. I don't know how I even got here. Oh, I'm seeing. Wait, hold on. I think this is way beyond my skill level. But, you know what? We'll have fun anyway. We'll figure it out. I have this device built into my app. I think I need 5-point perspective to get this to work. I don't know, what is this? It's a cube. Okay. Okay. We've got a cube. Oh! Wait, hold on a second. This might be exactly what we need. Wait. Hold on, wait. This might be it. Chat! We might have figured it out. Wait, because this is looking so right for some reason. Don't ask me what this is. I have no clue. Wait. Hold on, wait. Yes. Wait. Hold on, wait. Oh, sweet drinks. Oh my gosh. I love... You know, I never turn down a margarita. I'm a margarita lover. I don't know anybody who doesn't like margaritas, though. Like, they're kind of the bomb. Nice little daiquiri. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of rum, but I'll have a rum daiquiri if it's all that's gonna be there. I might be able to work with this. I'm gonna do this for my reference. I think this is gonna work. Okay, I don't need that. This is what is going to tell me where the stuff in the room goes. There's this cool trick I did learn a while ago where if you want to make like... Oh my god, that's a circle. I don't need that. If you want to make a floor plan, you can draw it like on a 2D plane. Wait, we're gonna try this. This might be fun. What do I want the scene to be? Maybe a beach. Okay, whatever. Because a beach is not gonna have a lot of perspective happening. It's a mess. Yeah, I want to do a beach because it's gonna be a lot easier. But like, if we were doing a room hypothetically, I could put like a chair here. Yeah, best chair ever, actually. That's a chair. Like a rug, like this. How do they lay out rooms, chat? I don't live in a house. I don't know. Actually, I do live in a house, but I'm being hyperbolic as a bit. Like, hypothetically. And a lamp on the table. And then what you would do with this information is you would take it like this. Wait. You would line it up to your, like, perspective grid. Maybe you just do this. Forget it. We're just gonna make it a living room. We're gonna make it a living room, chat. It's a living room now. But then what you do... Getting rid of these. But then what you do is you draw lines up for your stuff. I'm realizing now that this perspective is totally wrong. That's okay. We're having fun. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But this is like the idea. It was an art hack. Art life hack. I don't think I was using the right perspective grid thingy. And that's why it looks insane. It's like... It could be Jamiroquai. It's Jamiroquai now. I feel like I can still save this. Chat, I can save this. I can fix it. Because this would come out like this. Yeah. First lesson tough. First lesson tough. I want to make this more sci-fi. I'm gonna go like that. We're just doing anything. We're just doing anything. It's okay. We're doing anything. It's fine. We're just having fun. Doing some yoga. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely play with the size of this room more, but I want to get it a little bit fleshed out so that when I start scaling everything, it's all going to scale together. That's the idea. I think that might work. I think I can save it. I don't really care about drawing good anymore. Same. I'm just here to draw for fun. I just have fun. That's all we're doing is having fun. You know, when you're having fun, it shows through in your work. So have fun while you're doing it. If it makes you miserable, people pick up on the vibe, bro. People pick up on the vibe. For sure. Okay, I'm gonna make a window here. No, I'm not gonna make a window there. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm gonna leave it like this. And then we're gonna figure it out. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull it around. I'm gonna see what happens. So I feel like because it's fun. It's fun, okay? It's just fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. Like, there's no pressure. It's not like this is a commission or anything. I'm just doing this for fun. If this were a commission, I would have a lot better references happening, I think. That looks insane, but I think it might look better somehow. Yeah. No, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Hold on, wait. Yes! Okay. Okay. We might have saved it. And obviously this is all gonna be cut off, but I just need it there for my brain to comprehend what's happening around me. I think that's working. I think it's working, because look. I think that works. I just need to move a little bit like that. I think that works. We're going with it. We're going with it! Oh my god. At the end of the day, what are you doing if you're not having fun? Who doesn't want to have fun? It's so much fun. Slash Jen. I have to be really fast with the lines because my chronic condition is deteriorating, and it makes it to where it's hard to hold a pen steady for really long lines. So I'm having to kind of get really good at short, fast strokes, which is not my typical style. I usually do actually take my time with the lines, but my hands are like not working as well as they used to. Your legs don't work like they used to. That song. I don't know, it's made art even faster though, so it's kind of a sleigh at the end of the day. As long as I can make lines, I can draw. Had to crank my stabilizer out to like the maximum stabilization amount. I guess no way. I had it on S5 and it was like still jittery. When your hands don't work like they used to. It's a modern problem. It also has modern solutions. No, because I remember when I was really super young, I would draw when I was young, obviously, and there was this guy who was like some kind of painter or something who my family knew. He was a friend of the family. I don't know who it was, but he was like really like, he like pulled me aside and was like, look, you need to learn how to draw like from your elbow or from your arm and not from your wrist, because there could come a day when you can't draw with your wrist anymore. And he was like, I think developing Parkinson's, and that's why he like had this come to Jesus moment with me. And it stuck with me. I remembered it. I never did it, and now I'm like, oh, he was so right. Now I can't draw with my wrist. What the hell? He was so right. He was right. I didn't listen. Well, what was I supposed to do? I was like 8 years old. It was a weird thing to say to a kid, although I get it. Now as an adult, almost 30 years later, or 20 years later, I totally understand what he was on about, but at the time I was like, okay, that's weird, thanks though. Happens to the best of us. The great thing about art is that it's more of an art than a science. I mean, you can boil it down to a science, but it's just not the same. It's missing that je ne sais quoi, as they say. What I like to do, and here's little just tips and tricks from me personally, I like to make everything go under the hair except the eyelashes, because I think it's cute when the eyelashes look like they're like poking through. That's a fun fact. It's not a hard and fast art rule, but it's definitely something fun I think is neat. If it's not fun, I don't do it. I only do fun things. I only do things that I love and enjoy, unless it's absolutely necessary. It's the only thing that's kept me going for these last few years. The cats are very well. They are getting in trouble all the time because of how well they are. I saw a video that was like, if your cat isn't constantly getting in trouble, that means that they don't feel safe around you, so I'm glad to know that my cats feel very safe to misbehave constantly around me. Mr. Gizmo, he is very healthy. He's my little FIP survivor. He survived FIP as a baby. He's been in remission for coming up on 4 years now. And Pixel, she's, you know, she's got her seasonal allergies. I call them the sneezinals. So she's been having her allergy medicine these last couple of months. I don't know if you know this, I have chickens as well. I have a farm, chicken farm. There's currently 5 chickens, but I think that still legally counts as a farm since it's livestock. And they're all doing well too. We did recently lose a chicken to raccoons. She very valiantly dedicated her life to protecting the rest of the flock, but we got her replacement. It's kind of messed up to say, but we got another one. And she's been doing really well too. They definitely have, like, personalities. Like, I know it's not, like, a novel thought, but, like, a lot of people I feel like don't think that animals, like, especially, like, livestock have, like, personalities, but they definitely do. They all have their different little quirks. And it's so interesting to see. Like, I figured they would, but I'd never had birds before, so I wasn't sure if they would all kind of act the same or if there would be stuff that you could, like, tell from looking at them, but they're definitely all different. I think one of them has some kind of psychosis. She's literally deranged. She's crazy. For a while there, I thought she was just trying to be a rooster, because sometimes they can, like, trans their genders if there's no roosters around. But I don't think that's it. I think she just has, like, an anxiety disorder. She's really pretty, though. She's a very beautiful chicken. Yeah, it was really sad, but at least she saved the rest of them because she had lured it kind of outside. And then when she started, like, making noises, I woke up when she was being attacked. And so when I got up and went outside to see what all the hubbub was about, it scared the raccoons off. So they didn't get any more of them. I'm gonna make the shoulder, like, tighter in. Yeah. I think tighter in is the move. The thing about having chickens is, yeah, you really have to, like, get okay with the thought of them getting eaten by everything, because it turns out chicken is, like, one of the best foods on earth to all the animals. Like, possums will eat them, hawks will eat them, like, like, dogs, people's dogs, if they were to come into the fence, they would eat them. Apparently they're, like, every animal's favorite food. So they really have a penchant for not living very long. Like, I've done everything I can do, because after the attack, like, they have 2 fences, they have a covered run with, like, a roof, so, like, flying predators can't get to them. They have, basically the Fort Knox of chicken coops with an air conditioner even because it's Florida, so obviously. But even with all that, the raccoons still managed to get... They didn't even get into the fence. They were reaching through the fence and grabbing at her, and she just got close enough to get grabbed, and that was how it happened. Like, if she'd stayed back, they probably wouldn't have got in, but... Yeah, they're yummy. It's so true. But yeah, no. Now I have an electric fence outside of the two fences. So I'm hoping that that will be enough, but it's yet to be seen. Well, I guess it's not yet to be seen because we haven't had any more predator attacks. And that was like 2 weeks ago. And the new chicken we got, she came to us with a cold. I call her a rescue. I think it's funny. People don't get it. I say she's a rescue because we got her off of Craigslist. But she had a cold, so I had to go get her medicine, and... I mean, these chickens are probably better taken care of than, like, any factory farm. They're vaccinated, they get medicine. And they don't just get it, like, injected. I don't just inject them. Like, I put it in treats, and I give them the treats. And so now, our new chicken, because she had a cold, she's been trained to come inside and walk around in the house like a cat. And she doesn't even mind the cats. She's very tough. The cats are very curious about her. But not, like, in a toy kind of way. They understand that she's a part of the family and leave her alone. But she'll come inside the house if you don't watch out. She'll just walk in right behind you. I think it's so funny. There's a video on my business page's TikTok of her doing that. I gotta find it and cross-post it. It's too funny. And now she thinks she's entitled to live inside the house because she comes in for her treats. Oh my god. The falcon. Yeah, I can only imagine. My chickens, they only have supervised outside time, but they have so much space that's covered that, you know, it's only the crazy one that ever is complaining about the facilities. She just can't wait to come outside every morning. Usually she wakes me up. She'll start crowing. Like, annoyedly. They make such distinct noises, too. Like, I can tell when they're annoyed versus when they're happy. They have little different sounds they make. It's so funny. This honestly might work. I might have saved it. I was thinking about getting like a rat terrier or some kind of like small animal hunting dog to protect the chickens in lieu of a rooster because I live in a HOA, so I don't know if my neighbors would appreciate it. But at the same time, my neighbors are all renting, so I don't think anybody would complain because none of them are the people who own the houses because BlackRock came in here and bought up all the houses one time and now they're all rentals. The head of the HOA actually recently moved out, which is crazy. So I think they might dissolve the HOA. That'd be pretty cool. I draw these ears in the sketch, and then I never get to actually draw them because my character's hair is so big. It's a fun little thing for me to know. It's my little secret to myself when I'm drawing. Have a whole zoo? What kind of animals do you have? I know a lot of people have a lot of pets. I would have more. Honestly. If I could take care of them, I would. But it's everything I can do to take care of the cats at this point. And myself. Sometimes I don't got no spoons and I have to go like, okay, well, should I take care of the cats? Should I have a shower? Sometimes the kitties get their dinner instead. That's the great thing about drawing is you can do it sitting down. Oh my god. If you had to stand up to draw, I would be Jover. There's no way. Couldn't do it. Hermit crabs, crested gecko, 4 aquariums of shrimp and fish, crayfish, poison dart frogs, guinea pigs, leopards. No, isopods. Wow, that was extremely wrong. I was like, leopards? What the hell? They let you have leopards? Isopods. Spiders, fire-bellied toads, and isopod colonies. That is a zoo. A bug zoo. That's extremely cool, actually. I used to have snakes a long time ago. I'm a big fan of reptiles. A reptile lover. No, it's not exactly the same thing, but they always sold like spiders and frogs and stuff at the reptile store I went to. They kind of lumped them together. They're like, okay, here's the normie pets, and here's the non-normie pets in this other store down the street. And they're awesome. I had a couple of ball pythons, and then I had a red-tailed boa. I ended up having to find other homes for them when I moved back in with my parents because they were like, you are not having snakes. There's no way. I said, but they live in the tank. And they're like, uh-uh. You could have snakes again if I wanted to, but happy with my current menagerie. The chickens, if I'm honest, are almost the same amount of maintenance as a ball python. Like, you clean their enclosure once a week, and you, like, spot clean if anything's especially heinous during the week, but... And then, like, I put their food out. They have, like, a pellet mix that's really good for them. But they always get supplemented with treats. Like, I'm always giving them fresh fruit and veg, and I give them eggs. They love eggs. They go crazy for an egg. I've never seen an animal be more excited to eat an egg than these chickens. They get blueberries, strawberries, pomegranate seeds. Let's see what else. What was that? Cranberry. I gave them a lot of cranberry for Thanksgiving. They get all the leftovers from the house because I can't have anything that's older than like 12 hours or 24 hours because it has sulfites, which make me very unwell because I have a sulfite allergy. Such a weird allergy to have. Allergic to the natural byproduct of storing food. But they love it. They eat couscous. They eat steak. They truly are living their best chicken lives. Yeah, they need a lot of protein and they need a lot of calcium as well. So they get a calcium supplement. I know. I'm the saddest guy alive. Allergic to leftovers. That's how medically fragile I am. I'm allergic to leftovers. I'm not compatible with life on Earth. I keep telling everyone, like, look, send me home. Mr. President, Mr. Obama, he goes, you know, we can't send you home. We still have to figure out how to run this TR-3B without you being here. And I said, just put FAA compliant lights on it, which they did. I don't know if you guys have seen the latest videos. They put FAA compliant lights on the TR-3Bs now. But they still need me here for some reason, so I'm staying. Till they figure it out. Allergic to chocolate. No! How do you live? Actually, I feel like chocolate is kind of overrated. I'm not a huge chocolate lover. I'm a savory person. I really love savory more than anything. I understand the hype. I get the appeal. Sometimes I do just get in the mood for something sweet, but it's rare. I would much rather have, like, some kind of teriyaki dish than a piece of chocolate. Teriyaki sushi. Such a thing even existed. I think it would blow all other things out of the water. Literally and figuratively. Oh my god, chips. I love chips. The salt is so good. I'll eat them until my mouth is sore from the saltiness. I have to stop myself. I love the dill pickle chips. I don't know if you guys have those where you are, but the dill pickle flavored chips. Obviously, I'm a salt and vinegar girly, but definitely the dill pickle when I have them. When they're available, are my go-to. I love pickle anything. I'm a pickle lover. I'm a mustard lover. Balsamic vinegar. I love balsamic vinegar on a salad over any other dressing. I think maybe I just like vinegar, and that's it. Just a vinegar lover. Just like a tangy flavor. Salt and vinegar? You never heard of the dill pickle chips? Oh my god, you're missing out. They're so good. I only recently started to see them, allegedly, because I didn't always live in Florida, but allegedly they've always been in Florida, but I never seen them before because I was from up north. I had never seen a or a dill pickle chip. And when I saw them, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I like pickles. I'll try it. It's my favorite thing now. I love them. I don't know if you can get them further north than, like, I don't know, Georgia. Maybe you have to order them specialty. But the thing is, there's a hot sauce that I like that I cannot find anywhere. The hot sauce is the Frank's Extra Hot. They do not sell it outside of, like, California. Because when I was in California, I would use it to make chicken tenders all the time. It was so good. I love the Extra Hot. I've been looking everywhere for it. We ended up ordering it online. I ended up ordering it on Amazon in a gallon jug. Oh, well, that makes sense. If you're in Europe, they probably don't have it. No, the salt and the dill pickle chips. If you can get like a care package from the US, you should definitely ask for a bag of those. They're amazing. They'll change your life. You'll be chasing that high forever. Yeah, I feel like it's ridiculous. No, it's okay. It's okay. We can save it. We can still save this. It's gonna be the background that makes it. I want to make the furniture look nice and futuristic, but I do not think this is what we're doing. We are making it basic. Like, ultimately, I did at one point try to switch to Clip Studio Paint. But the problem is, it's like subscription-based, I think, or like something I had to pay monthly and I wasn't into it. Maybe it was the assets had to be bought every single, like, individually. Like, there was no, like, whatever. I don't understand. But anyway, also learning like a new program at my big age was not working. I was not absorbing the information because I am too old. I could probably do it. I would just need to have a few more hours in the day. Plus, I really love my paint tool Sai. It's like abandoning an old friend. But a lot of people are using Clip Studio now. And I've been seriously considering it. I did try to transition once, like I said, but it didn't stick. To relearn all the hotkeys, relearn all the brushes. It's like a whole thing. Yeah. Spring onion and cream. That sounds good. We have that here, I'm pretty sure. I just don't have it often because I'm a sensory seeking person. I like very strong flavors. I'm a strong flavor lover. I like my food to a little bit bite back. Oh, wasabi's another one. I love wasabi. Pizza flavored chips. That sounds amazing. That's like, honestly, really American coded though. Like, why do you guys have pizza flavored chips and we don't? I mean, I'm sure we do. I just have never looked for them. This is crazy. Wait. Wait, this might be working. Either way, it's getting posted on all my socials, so whether it works or not, we're posting it. Somebody's gonna like it. That's the fun thing about art. It's always gonna be somebody who likes it. I wanted to make this like futuristic lamp. It was also a flower pot, but I think I'm just gonna make it a lamp only. It was like Dyson hair dryers. That was the vibe I was going for with this lamp. It'll make sense in a second because I'm gonna put in, see, it's a Dyson Airwrap lamp. Welcome, individual. Awesome of you to join. We were doing a tutorial and now we're finishing the whole drawing. Your country has its own cola brand. My state had its own cola brand. The state that I was born in. It was Cheerwine, North Carolina. Very fun. I mean, I wasn't born there. You know, I'm an alien from outer space. But if I was born on Earth. I'm gonna make a light right here. Wait. I'm gonna do this. Wait, hold on, wait. I need a ruler. Ellipse. Yes! I'm gonna make a lamp. Ceiling light, I mean. Can I match it? Or do I need to do it like this? Because of the way that it is? Wait, I might be cooking. So cooking. Wait. Oh, that's sick. I love it, actually. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, spawn point. Spawned in. Had a checkpoint. Save slot. Honestly, I think maybe we saved it this side over here. I'm not understanding. Maybe we bring this out a little bit, right? Maybe we take this and we just go like... I think that's working. This is my thought process when I'm drawing. I don't usually say these things out loud, but this is what's in my head all the time. Like, maybe we do this, maybe we do that. It's my inner monologue when I'm drawing. This is working. I need to put something in the foreground. I need to put something on the wall. Maybe I put paintings. Maybe we put modern art. I put a door. Maybe that makes things obvious about the perspective happening here. Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good, actually. Oh, crap. Drew over my chair. And then we put a light wall here. I think a light wall would be fun. I think it's working. Welcome, Pharrell. Now I have a mod. Woohoo! This perspective is sick nasty. But I liked the picture. I liked it. I had to use it because I liked it. I could have picked a simpler one because it's like a tutorial, but I'm so extra all the time forever. Okay, I'm not hating this, if I'm honest. It could definitely be worse. Could be so much worse. Like, I don't think there's ever been a piece where I've, like, fully, like, been so dissatisfied that I completely gave up. Like, I always managed to get through to the end of the drawing. Even if I didn't like it, I still would finish it. Because you still, like, get experience for finishing them. Even if they don't come out exactly as you maybe would have wanted, you still learn. That's the joy. That's the joy of art, is learning, I think. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I need to open my color reference. Got a color reference on my desktop. So I don't have to constantly color pick all my colors all the time. I mean, I am still color picking them, but it's different. They're in a handy reference for me. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting. Oh, we're gonna fix that. That shouldn't be under the hand. That should be over here somewhere. Yeah, that works. It's behind stuff, so who's gonna know? No one's gonna know. I guess you guys would know because you're watching the stream, but anyone who doesn't watch the stream would never know about this art piece. Oh, I forgot the nails and the toes and everything. I'm losing it. I've lost it. Lost the plot. There we go. Like locking in. Coloring is so hard for me. I'm so bad at coloring. It's the worst. Ain't nobody said that. Ain't nobody said that. The comic, I still love the story. I'm not in love with the lack of attention it got, which I get it. I think my comic is a little bit too highbrow for the platform. I think it's a little beyond the average reader's understanding. And that's not to dunk on the average reader. I just think it might be a little extra. I do still want to do something with it. I don't know if it's going to be a comic still. It might be maybe a novel of some kind, but I wouldn't be the one to write it. It would be Dib, so maybe not. I'm not a writer. I can only do technical writing. Doesn't make for a good read. But one day I will do something with that story because the story is so good. It's such a good story and it's so well written. Writing it would be epic. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna pay Dib for that because I wouldn't ask him to do it for free. That's too much. But one day, something will happen with it. It is just yet to be seen what. But the good news is, I know, we worked really hard, but the good news is that I'm about to have a lot more time on my hands, hopefully. I'm gonna be devoting it to stupid stuff like running my business and my YouTube channel and stuff like that, but the hope is that one day I will have enough time to continue to pursue other endeavors. One day. One day. For the amount of effort that everyone was putting in, I felt guilty that we weren't getting more out of it. But it is a fan art comic, and that's already, like, hard to pitch people on. I think if it had been very horny and harem-y, it probably would have done a lot better, but I wanted to actually write a story. Not just pander. I don't know, maybe that's weird. And that's why our story was so good. But I think I need to get a cult following again to make that a success. This is not, like, the worst thing in the world. I keep saying that as if it's gonna change anything. Just gaslighting myself. Yum. My drink is very good. What am I seeing? What's different? What the heck? Why are those different? Okay. Let's see what happened. Oh one day I'll figure out how to do this whole art thing. It'll be great. It'll be a great day. Okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm not finishing this background. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not doing that right now. I'm so tired. But I will. I do want to see this with a little bit of shading on it and see what potentially could have been done. And perhaps off stream I will revisit it. Backgrounds are so difficult for me. And then you guys will see it when it's posted, obviously. It's kind of like a sneak peek. Shading has the potential to be so easy. I just never feel like I'm nailing it. I feel like that's close enough. I like that. Looks ridiculous, but I like it. Let's see. I'll save this one and then I'll do a couple of more tutorial instructive type things. Oh no, my computer froze. It's thinking. This file browser apparently is a lot of work. I know it's lagging. The file browser is eating all my RAM. Okay. I'm back. It was the file browser. Okay. So we're gonna do a new canvas, right? I'm gonna pick a different picture to reference. Probably something very simple. Probably just gonna go to like Senshi stock and pick something. Oh, she's a Dorka stock now. Slay. Sorry, I'm looking at her profile now. That's hilarious. Okay, anyway, good for her. She has a website now. Okay, well, this is the first thing that came up, so I'm gonna use it. What was our tutorial today? Referencing? Okay, so we're gonna reference this photo. Now, you can do it the way that I did it before. There's another way you can do it, too. That's, I think, more difficult and maybe less helpful if you're starting out, but you can always just, like, mark key things. Maybe with a better color. Mark key placements. And then just go from there. I mean, either way, you really want to be looking at the distance between things when you're drawing them and trying to match that, no matter what you do. Because that's really what's going to get you where you need to be. Like, now I've got that. I'm going to start with the head of the lower person. And I see that this kind of goes like this. And then we've got this shoulder kind of here. Then this shoulder is kind of here. I'm looking at this distance here, which I totally messed up. It should be more like this. See, that's the good thing about referencing. Because now I know that this is like this to here. So it's like there. And this is like this. We got that. This is like this. I feel like it's coming out way different, which is okay. It can come out way different. That's the joy of referencing. It doesn't have to be a perfect one-to-one recreation. It just has to be the vibe. That's what we're doing here, chat. We're vibing. We're operating on vibes and vibes alone. Just a chill dude. Exactly. Just a chill guy having a chill time. And the great thing about referencing over like tracing is that it like preserves your style. And like if you're like me, you don't super have like a defined style, it still preserves like the way that your hand would move anyway. So it's kind of a win-win. There's the vegetable man with a vegetable plant. I want to do something with this hand that's not just like, I don't know. I have no thoughts at all. Head so empty. Maybe this is an irrational fear, but when I was looking for lo-fi beats to listen to, I was scared to do any live stream ones because I was worried that they might start playing like scary sounds. Like maybe like people screaming in the background or gunshots or something like that. Where it would like switch to something that I didn't want to listen to, like country or a podcast about like the fall of the Soviet Union or something crazy. I don't know. I have weird fears. I don't trust the live caster of the lo-fi hip-hop beats you can study and relax to. But I'll trust a video that's been published. As if that's any different, because I saw there was somebody who was like, I was listening to one of these rainy ambiance videos to fall asleep to, and I started hearing like a murder scene. Somebody had put like screams and gunshots and stuff into the background. But it was like so late in the video, like you would have been asleep when it started playing those sounds. And now ever since then I've been super paranoid. It's probably just a me problem. I do have weird thoughts. Weird fears. Weird everything. Weird face. Weird in a good way. We have fun here. Oh yeah, also a big thing to do is flip your canvas like constantly. It really helps. Flipping canvases saves lives. Always flip it. Yeah, my positioning's definitely off, but you know what? We don't want to copy it one-to-one anyway. We just want the essence, the vibes. Was this Senshi? She's like super jacked here. Can I just say? She looks buff as hell. She's got like abs and everything. Yeah. See, that's a good one. That's a lot of fun. Honestly, it's not about completely perfectly nailing it. Because obviously this isn't like a one-to-one. It's like as one-to-one as you're gonna get with like referencing though. Unless you're just really good. Like if you're like insane level. Here's a good one. And like if we wanted to, we could even like adjust our references. Like this is what I would do for this one personally. I think it would look much cooler if it was like an upright. Now look at how sick that is. That's insane. I love that. And now we can still use that as our reference. Wait, I want to make her head. I want to make the head F for the back. Maybe that's the vibe. I don't know. But it's still fun. That's what it's about. See the curve of the spine. Very cool. She's wearing glasses, which makes it easy to find that eye line thingy. I think that's supposed to indicate the brow, but when I was self-teaching myself all the art in the world, I always thought that meant the eyes. So that's how I use it. Obviously, the most fun thing about this is when you're doing it like this, you can accentuate and exaggerate the pose however you want. I can have more of like a stylistic vibe. Because I always like to bring my knees really high in my drawings. I like them to have a lot of energy. Make them like a little bit longer than a regular human leg, because if you're comparing like 1 to 1, this is right there, but then the foot is so much longer. When I'm doing the paw feet specifically. For regular feet, obviously, I try to keep the ratio as normal as possible. Like, this makes sense. Okay, wait, be right back. I need to put the chickens away before the electric fence comes on. Because I don't want to get shook. I don't want to get shooketh. I gotta do it before the fence comes on. And before the night animals come out. Cold outside. Oh, but the chickens love this weather. I tried putting a heater in their coop and they all got really hot and started complaining. Oh, where'd I put my pen? Oh no. Okay, it was right there. Tale as old as time. Yeah, I mean, it's not a super lot to explain. Just draw what you see. But so many people are like, oh, referencing is cheating. Referencing, you can't trace. You can't do that. But it really is literally just like looking at something and drawing what you see. And if you have to do guidelines or do like any kind of special thing beforehand, then that's just part of the process. As long as you're not just like straight up one-to-one tracing, like just going around the outside like this and claiming that as your own, then you're chilling. I mean, this is what like professional artists do. They go to school and they look at stuff and they draw it and they learn how to break it down into figures like this. From what I understand. I don't know, I've never been to art school, but allegedly. That's what it's about. Because, like, I know people can just pick up and draw stuff, like, one-to-one, but it's not a lot of people. I like to move everything up because of the coffee. So I would do mine more there. And everybody has their own style too. Like Coolene and Sam Does Art and all the other guys, they're not all gonna have the same tutorials as everyone else because they all approach it in a different way. I mean, definitely not Coolene. We all saw what happened there. Woo. There's no right way to do it, TLDR. Obviously, I like to give my characters very cartoony, snatched waists. And really thick, expressive limbs. My proportions aren't, like, clinically correct. I do what needs emphasis. It looks good. Like, you think Bratz dolls got famous because they were a one-to-one recreation of a human person? Or even Barbie? Like, Barbie has definitely been in some hot water for her proportions. So art doesn't have to be perfect. Clinically. And like, even with this, you could just, like, since this is my framework, technically I could just use it. Like, it's not illegal. Because I'm not tracing the image, I'm just using the guidelines. There's no copyright on poses. Well, Megamind. I made the forehead marginally bigger. And I made it like the biggest possible. The best part is if your character has big, poofy, long hair, you can hide a lot of your anatomy mistakes under the hair. I a little bit struggle with shoulders, if I'm honest, but thanks to my beautiful, luscious, flowing mane, I get to kind of cheese it. And obviously this works for if there's specific things you want to do too. Like, famously, I give an example of like, if you want to learn how to draw something, just look at it and trace it and then draw it from memory. There's a TikTok about that, and there's I think a YouTube short about it, where I use a bicycle as my example. But the problem with using the bicycle as the example is that I always use the bicycle as the example, and because of how many times I've referenced drawing a bicycle, I actually know how to draw bicycles from memory now. Because I was like, when I first did it, I was like, okay, what's the hardest possible thing to try and draw from memory? Ah, a bike. Because it has all those little gears and switches and stuff. And now I can just like whip a bike out. I don't want to do it right now because I'm tired. But, just let the record show. If I wanted to, I could. But it's so funny because like, even in the tutorial video, it was already like such an established thing that I knew how to draw. That my proof that referencing works already looked good. Like the before already looked great. And I was like, well, maybe that was a bad example because I've been using bicycles as the example this whole time for years, and now I know how to draw them. But it is proof that it works because now I know how to draw them. It's that kind of thing. I guess I could pick something like a shoe. Shoes are hard. Oh, I minimized the window. Shoes are hard to draw. If I drew enough shoes, I would know how to draw them. That's the crazy thing. That's just how it works. It's like, look at this. Not to be a creep, but if I take her feet, because this is like good learning how to draw feet and shoes angles. Honestly, drawing feet is part of the reason why I draw paw feet too, because I don't like drawing feet. So the paw feet, it's like, nobody's gonna tell you you're wrong because who would be wrong? They're not a real thing on a person. People can have paw feet, so what are you even talking about? You know, it's that kind of thing. Like, you're gonna tell me I'm wrong? You're gonna tell me I drew my fantasy feet wrong? They're not even real feet, bro. But like, if you break down a foot into its constituent parts, sure, anybody could whip out some pretty good feet. Because like, you gotta think there's the leg and there's this ankle bone here and then there's this ankle bone here. Which I do try to incorporate into my paw feet design as having ankle bones, but I don't always draw them. Like, there's gotta be simpler shapes. Like, that's the thing about it too, is like discovering the simplest shape within a form, because obviously if we put a ball here, that can be our ankle. That'll tell us where the ankle bump outs go. But like, how do we break down a foot? Like, we have this triangle kind of shape, If I make it a triangle, that would be way simpler. They both need to be the same size, ideally. Or similar, because I mean, that's how feet work, right? The same size typically. Like, I'm just thinking, like, this is like a half circle. And then we have kind of connecting. Unless you have kind of connecting stuff there, but that rule doesn't work. Maybe I put a second ball. Second ball. Oh yeah. I feel like that's getting us somewhere. So now if I turn this off and try to draw these feet. I know there's a big toe involved. So I want to make that my first line I put down. Take the leg, ankle. Leg, ankle. And I'll see how close I get, honestly, because they would be kind of goated if I get it totally right. Now I know this one's at an angle, so this is actually going to be here. There is still on that side. So we get kind of a heel back here. I know feet have a little bit of a meat aspect to them. They're a little bit meaty, they're a little bit bony. And this is all stuff I have to keep in mind, while also using my prerequisite knowledge of existing. Yeah, with art comes a lot of also a little bit having prerequisite knowledge about some random stuff. Like, learning anatomy really does help. Like, not like learning anatomy like drawing, but like studying like textbook anatomy can be super beneficial. I don't think you need to know every single part and be able to name them and point them out on a mannequin. But I do think having like a basic understanding of how and where everything connects is super useful. Like, these feet look jacked up, but you know what? They're my jacked up feet. Nobody else's. And I'm just gonna see how close I got. You know, it's that kind of thing. Honestly, not awful. I think I like over exaggerated the ankles. Like, those could realistically, for an art style, be completely smoothed out. And like only, I mean, that's like so accurate though. Yeah. I think I did pretty good. Considering I did great. So yeah. that's like a super easy way to do referencing. If you're a digital artist, and like I said, if you're a traditional artist, you can also do it by using tracing paper and doing a lot of studies, looking at stuff and drawing it. That's what I do. That's what I did for a very long time. I used to, when I was a kid in high school, I would just stare at people and draw them, and I think that's why nobody liked me, but I got really good at art because of it. Anyway, that's a tutorial if I ever saw one, and you can watch this back and follow along. I'll put the, well, I don't know if I'll put the links to the images anywhere because I'm too lazy to dig them up, but you can always screenshot the screen and then trace it along at home. You know? You can reference with me. Like, this is real time, so, you know, and the thing about it is, for referencing, for like this, I was going pretty fast, so you can always pause it or play it in, you know, half speed. Or not. I'm not your mom, okay? But yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. And I'm gonna try to do this every Saturday, health permitting, like I said, but when I'm having good Saturdays, I'm gonna jump in and do some stuff like this. Also, I'm gonna be streaming more other stuff regularly, like gaming and like actual regular drawing. I don't know my schedule yet because this is all very new. Because things have just recently changed. But I'm gonna try to do that more. And yeah, check out my latest video. I post videos every Friday, unless something crazy has happened, like I've been in the hospital or been sick or something, which has happened before, but every Friday, try to get a video out. And thanks for joining, everyone. It's been real. I'll see you again next time. My transition will work. It's not working. Uh-oh. Help, I can't leave.